or that want to join us, the question is right there. Why did the Hausa vowed for the Igbos never to be the president of Nigeria? Can we change this narrative, this situation in 2027? But this video that you're going to watch now might be one of the reasons why they vow that this will never happen in Nigeria. Yes, this interview was granted just today. I think it was yesterday, uploaded today. So I want us to listen, pay attention to it.
An average politician.
No, he was so revered. Amadu Bello, I mean, he has this kind of mystique around him. It's like Amadu Bello was like today's Oba of Benin. Today's Oba of Benin is like a demigod to Benin people. That was how Amadu Bello was to an average northerner then and now. He was so much revered. He was such an intellect. The guy was very deep. Amadu Bello was a very, very deep politician. And it's unfortunate that he lost his life, during that coup. And that's why you score that an average northerner will make reference to more to Amadu Bello than Tafawa Balewa and other northerners who were killed in that coup. Because Amadu Bello was like, was like the center point of the intellectualism in the North in terms of political reality, in terms of leadership.
He was also like a spiritual leader.
Yes. So it was a different plane entirely.
He embodied Islam.
Yes.
He also embodied governance.
Governance in the North.
And that was the man Kaduna Nzogu went for.
Yes.
And he went for him brutally.
Precisely.
He didn't even blink.
Yes.
He fired the shots.
I agree to. God bless you. Happy Sunday.
Okay, you're there.
Yeah, okay. Happy Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you for the good work you have done. I agree to. And my fellow panelists, I agree to all. You all welcome. God bless you all greatly. Mommy Diaspora, good evening, man. God will continue to strengthen you. And my fellow commenters and callers, I agree to all. You all welcome. God bless you all greatly. First of all, the 1960s, the coup, the first military coup in Nigeria, we all know. Even if those that were not born, I was not born, 1966, but as at 1966, even Peter Obi, as at that time, will be 4 or 5 years old, something like that. Will probably be 4 or 5 years old as at that time. So it was January 15, 1966. But the point is that many Nigerians, at one point or the other, even by the time you are in your elementary school, you will have learned about it. You will have heard the name Sardauna. You will have heard the name Tafawa Balewa, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, all these people. You will have at one point, before you leave your primary 6 in Nigeria. I don't know of today, I don't know, but when public education was still public education in Nigeria, by the time you leave your primary 6, by the time you get to primary 4, you will have learned about all these people in Nigeria. Not that they have, now that they have removed history. I still don't want to believe that they have actually removed history from the curriculum in Nigeria. I've not heard it, and all the people that I'm sending, that I'm one way or the other be responsible for the education. I've not had the privilege to even ask them this question, but I think it is right now to ask them if actually, because that is the best source, because the only way we can learn is through history. But the first record to set straight on this one, very important for everyone, every Nigerian, The first record to set straight is that it was not an Igbo coup. Please throw that into the trash. Please, that is absolutely incorrect. The coup of January 15, 1966, mostly, conceived and planned, executed by young military officers. The Major Izeogu, there was this guy called Ife Juna, something like that, or Carfor. And there's this one of the survivor there, who was Adewale. His name is Adewale, Major Adewale. Is one of the trio. They call them the trio. He's the survivor. He was the one who wrote the book, Why We Struck. And if you have read that book, even if the review of that book, which I did, you will learn a lot. The first record to set straight is that it was not an Igbo coup. The reason for that coup, and it's stated in that book, this is not like the guy we listened to, that interview who was talking about coup, Oka coup. Those are third party, five party. Those are stories of people who read about it, like you and I. We're talking about it, we're analyzing it. Even if you love history, you've read books, you've gone back to listen to people and analysis here and there, so you know a lot about it. But yet still, you cannot compare it to someone who was an integral player, whose life was at stake. In fact, he was in prison. Major Adewale Ademoyega, he was the coup plotter. He wrote the book, Why We Struck. So I prefer to use him. I prefer his analysis of the story. And he said in that book, he said there has been so many stories by historians, by authors, some for monetary gains and all the rest of it, but this is the account of the event. So I prefer to listen to him much, much more than any other source or sources. And he wrote in that book, he said, the reason why they plotted that coup, or why they plot that coup, was that, you see, the problem we're facing in Nigeria today, he said those were still the same. It was that problem, the same problem Nigeria was facing back then. Corruption, nepotism. That was the reason why they struck. What they wanted to come and rescue. According to him, he said the First Republic was failing. So I'm going to quote him. So you can, if you have read the book, go and read. If you have not, go and read the book. At least at the minimum, read the review of that book. It's online. You can see it. According to him, he said the First Republic was failing. And that all the political players, their focus was just personal gains to favor themselves. Selfish gains. He said there was significant ethical division, ethnic divisions. It was all about ethnicity over national unity. That is said. So the reason, you have to know where they are coming from. So for me, when I looked at that, and I looked at Nigeria of today, it has not changed any bit. It's still the same. Corruption, nepotism, ethnicity over national interests. The reason why they struck. But amongst them were saboteurs. Amongst them were saboteurs. So let's get it straight. It was not an Igbo coup. They were frustrated about politics, the way they were playing the politics back then. The event of the Southwest, Operation Wet here, Obafemi Awolowo. and what's his name? This other the one who became the premier, Akintola, you know, and the battle. That one is not the centerpiece. It's not that same problem was also going on in the north. It was not just, it wasn't as profound, like as being physical, the way it was physical in the West. But they had the same problem. So that political division, as we're seeing it today, was playing big time back then. 64, 65, 66. So this disunity has been there. Time immemorial. It has been there. So let nobody come and tell us, you know, to distort history, to rewrite history for us. No, it's not going to happen. Not in my own generation. The real reason why they plotted the coup, why they plotted that coup, was to rescue the country, according to them, at least according to one of the major participants who put it on record. So what is so instructing to me is the fact that all the reasons they gave back then, almost 6 decades ago, we're still having the same problem today in Nigeria. That is just what is so instructive to me. They have even taken it to another level completely. Completely. So Nigeria is unfortunate that the people, and even when you look at it, we see that these people 6 decades ago, in one fashion, in one way or the other, they are still the ones that are still superintending today to a very large extent. They are still the ones. Until the Nigerian people will rise up to take over their country. The reason why they struck in January 15, 1966, those reasons will still be pursuing us in Nigeria. Those reasons will still be there. They will not go. They will not go. And to now bring it to why the Hausas or the Fulani do not want the Igbo man or people from the Igbo extraction to become president. Let's come to that briefly. Again, let's set the record straight so that we know, you know, the truth. So at least people who are listening, people will learn 1 or 2 things. Why the Hausa people do not want the Igbo to become president of Nigeria? Please, it's not about 1966 coup. Again, please, it's not about 1966 coup. After all, after 1966, how many coups we've had in Nigeria? That Hausa people mostly at the center of it. People, the military officers from the southeast were also part of it also. They are also key players in subsequent coups after 1966. They play key major roles in all the coups. And they had significant positions in government, in the military government, people from the south, from the southeast. So the idea that it was because of the 1966 coup, because they buy Tafawa Balewa, they buy Sadano of Sokoto, so the Hausas or the Fulanis, they are still holding that grudge, and so they don't want to let go. No. The reason why they don't want an Igbo man to become president of Nigeria is resource control. This is resource control. That is all. That is just what it is. Don't forget, there is what we call the Royal Niger Company. It's all about business. It's all about money. Don't forget the Royal, if you go back to history, the Royal Niger Company, incorporated, set up, run by the British Empire. The company they use to control the economy of Nigeria, especially from southern Nigeria. And as by the time they are leaving, they have to hand over this resource of Nigeria. I say resource, I didn't say resources. They articulately, purposefully, intentionally handed it over to the Hausas. Why on earth? Let's go back to history again. Go back to all the meetings, all the constitutions that we had prior to 1960. Who are those? Who are the politicians at the centerpiece of all the negotiation in London? Why then did the British find it so convenient to hand over the government to a northerner? Atikwe was there. Obafemi Awolowo was there. Okoti Ebo. These are the people, the man who even raised, who raised the motion for the independence of Nigeria. All these people were there. But they found it so convenient to set up a structure in Nigeria that will enable the northern Nigeria to become the prime minister. The structure of Nigeria itself was so deliberate, so evil, that they plot Nigeria in such a way that they give almost 65% of Nigeria to the north. And you and I know today it is not so. How you will say Benue is northern Nigeria? Please come and in today's Nigeria. And now you will say Plateau is northern Nigeria. And now you will say Kwara and Kogi is northern Nigeria. You will tell us today it was the evil machination of the British so that the North could take charge of the leadership of the country to continue to control the resources. That is what it's all about. And that reason that they had 1956, 56, 57, 58, 50, those 5 years prior to independence is still there. Those reasons are still there today. They still want to continue to control the resource of Nigeria. And now we even not just only one now, we have many. So those are the key things. So it's not complicated. It is not complicated at all. They don't want an Igbo man to become the president of Nigeria simply because they want to continue to control Nigeria economically. So these are the facts that we must all bear in mind. And don't let us allow anyone, regardless who they were, regardless the position they might have held in the past or currently, to come and distort and rewrite history the way Lai Mohammed in that interview. That book has been out maybe 2-3 months ago. It's been going around the space about 2-3 months ago, trying to rewrite and to distort history. That is just what is a man who wrote in that book. Again, that book that he was there promoting, that there was no massacre, the SARS protests, that there was no massacre. A perfect liar, a perfect propagandist. I don't care about him. The book holds no bearing. It is all about propaganda. It is all an attempt to rewrite history, to distort it completely. In that book, he still find it so easy. In that very book that is promoting. That is why Nigerians, we must never give up. We must always come out to say the truth at all times. This is the man who is still saying, I hope, because we have only one life to live. I just hope that this man will find it somehow, someday, to say the truth regarding the Lekki massacre, where a public inquiry has concluded, written with a white paper document, that there was massacre. And he still wrote in that book. If that is not an attempt to distort and to rewrite history, tell me what it is. I don't have respect for people like that. An old man like that, still lying, who can still not find the grace to just come out and say the truth. You have nothing to lose. That is what Nigeria is all about. A country of distortion and deception. And it is not the people that are pretending. When you say Nigeria is a country of deception, make no mistake about it. It is not the government per se. It is the people. It takes the people to distort, to deceive, because the people made up a nation, and it is the people that are deceiving, that are making an attempt to distort and to rewrite history. Hence, we say Nigeria is a country of deception. It is the people. Like this Lai Mohammed, he can say everything about his political history, about how they formed the merger, the coalition, whatever. He can say all of that. When we are not there, I wasn't there, whatever they might have said. But when it comes to governance, whatever you do in your political party, you can write whatever you want to write about that. That's your cup of tea. But when it comes to governance, we saw it. The 8 years of Buhari, Nigerians are still living it. And goodness me, it will take probably decades if we don't put the right person in charge to get out of the mess that Buhari brought Nigeria into. And this man is coming out through a book to lie. I just hope, I pray for him that he will find the grace somehow to repent and to say the truth. If not anything, for souls that die at the Lekki toll gate. Because in that book, he still wrote so that the people will read this book 10, 20, 30 years from now and say there wasn't any massacre there. So Nigeria is just messed up, completely messed up. So 3 things I just want to highlight from today's broadcast. Number one, January 15, 1966 coup was not an Igbo coup. The idea that the Igbo people will not become, or a Igbo man will not become the president of Nigeria because of the 1966 coup is also a lie. And the attempt by people, politicians, to be rewriting and distorting history, we must stand firm and to counter them each and every time. I'll leave it there, Mr. Elvis. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Wow, Mr. Jonathan, that was a wonderful submission. Although the area you came off from, you say you don't believe that it was an Igbo coup. I think it's going to be a continuous submission here.
No, Mr. Elvis. It's not from me. If anybody have any other, better or counter submission to that or analysis to that, I really want to hear it, because I'm standing behind the man who was an integral player, who was a coup plotter himself, the only survivor of the trio. The 3 of them, the 3 major players, he was the only survivor. And he wrote a book and he put it on. So what will I say?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan.